We return now to check on the progress of this ground floor flat in Solihull. Earlier in the programme, said an analyst with the NHS had paid £79,000 for this ground floor apartment, which he planned to refurbish and rent out as quickly as possible. It's almost 3 months since our first visit, and back at the flat, the progress has been a little slow. The smaller second bedroom has been decorated and the kitchen has a new cooker and fridge. But two very big changes have occurred, the first being a major rethink about the prospects for the property.
Initially I was planning to rent this place, but shortly after I bought it, I was renting myself at the time, and we got given notice on the place I was living in. So it just seemed to make sense to move in really with my housemate. So that's what we're doing.
You might remember that Said had originally thought this flat would be too small for him and his mate to move into, with all their bits and pieces, but needs must, I suppose. Although it made good sense for Said to move in, it meant there was no urgency to improve the property for rental. So, what's been the main progress to date and what's left to do?
Well, since I bought the place, I've had central heating put in. I've had quotes for various work to be done, mainly to do with damp. There's damp in the small bedroom, so the wall outside there needs to be re-screeded. There's a couple of holes in the outside walls where the old gas heaters used to be, so they need filling up and plastering. And I will probably do the carpets at some point. Although now me and my housemate are living here, it seems a waste to do the carpets now because we'll just get them dirty.
Yes, the carpet can wait because the second major thing that's changed the plans here occurred when Said's builder found a bit more space than had been anticipated.
My builder Dan was knocking a hole in the wall here because the stairs that go up to the flats above, and we were planning on putting in a storage cupboard here. And it's a small flat and the spaces are a premium, so we thought a storage cupboard there would be great. And Dan made the hole here, and he poked his head through, and then he found stairs going downstairs. And we went downstairs and we found this amazing cellar, which is damp, but still it's big and it's exciting, so I'm really pleased about it.
Wow, what a find! But there's a problem. Like lots of cellars, it's damp, and that meant unexpected work had to be done in the main bedroom.
Initially I was planning to do nothing at all really in this room, but then we found the cellar, and the first thing we saw was a big cellar, and then we saw water literally dripping off the beams. So the whole of this floor came up, and then all the beams went back in again, and it's had new carpet, it's been a little bit of replastering, and it's been repainted.
As the lease on the property was short, Said had planned to try and buy the freehold from the other flat. But that's currently been shelved as the owner of one of the flats was proving hard to track down. However, Said has found the cellar. But when he started to decorate, he could sense the damp down there and the condensation. But he carried on regardless.
So the first few coats I put on, they were all splotchy, and I hadn't done much painting before, so I was a bit confused by it. So then I thought maybe it's too cold or it's too wet, so I turned up at the heating like really high, and I was painting practically naked because it was so hot.
But can he spare his blushes in the budget? Remember, he hoped to do it for £5,000.
It's gone about right actually. I have spent about 5 so far. Probably near 6 with the cellar and the floor.
Yes, but the big job now is the cellar. How much could that cost?
I've had some quotes to turn it into a bedroom with a window and all the associated things. Probably cost, I would imagine, about £20,000. To turn it into just a room without a window is probably near 10.
Well, I'm not sure it's worth it, especially as he's planning to move out in about 9 months and look for tenants. Time to see what 2 local estate agents will advise.
The main change that's been done is the gas central heating, which has made a massive difference. The work's undergoing. You can see there's a lot of decoration still to do.
The owner's obviously part way through doing a renovation here. Sadly, a lot of the original features which give the property character have been taken away.
I'd say the best use of the cellar would be another bedroom, and if an ensuite could be fitted in as well, all well and good, would be great.
It's not worth developing a cellar other than as a cellar. The cost of putting in proper damp-proof coursing, tanking, etc. far outweighs the likely gain. A cellar is a cellar.
Can't argue with that. If Said did decide to sell, how much could he get if he left the cellar as it is and just gave the flat a comprehensive makeover? Remember, he paid £79,000 on auction day and has spent £6,000 so far, making a total of £85,000.
I think we would value this at a figure of between £95,000 and £100,000, depending on its final presentation.
I would value the property at just below 100,000 with the hope of achieving anything over 90.
Well, 100,000 was what I was thinking it was worth when it was done up, as it were, which is why I bought it for about 80 and had a budget of about 20 to spend. So, yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that.
It seems that Said is getting the property developer's bug. He's bought another property since we last saw him, so will he be on the lookout for even more?
I have another house over in Bordesley Green, which is on the market now. And my friend Dan, who is a builder who's been helping out with some of these things, is keen to do something with me as well. So, yeah, maybe.
Well, that's it for now. We'll be back next time with more tales from the auction room.